everyone, and welcome to challenge number 3. This challenge is actually connected to challenge number 2. If challenge number 2 was to make a map of your neighboring area around your school or around your house, depending on what your challenge was, depending on what your goal was. Hopefully in that time you have found a problem area. A problem area is not necessarily deserted, but is not being used to the best of its potential. This could be a park that's not being funded or is run down for some reason. This could be a sand lot that's not being used. This could be any area that's just good for drug dealing, bad for children. So think about it. Think about your last challenge. Think about what you saw. And now think about how to change it. So the point of this challenge is to get your community together, to get the students at your school together, and talk to adults about what's the process that you need to go through to change the landscape around you. First, you have to decide what's missing, right? If there's a lot of skateboarders that are getting in trouble for skating in places that grown-ups don't want you to skate at, then it would be really helpful for your community to create a skating space. But I think that you could design something better, something more interesting, something that's good for skaters and good for people who want to sit around and just hang out, right? So that would be your community challenge. Another challenge could be if there's no place for kids to play, a playground for kids is a great idea and a great challenge. Another one is a community garden, right? If you have a space that's a little bit larger and they're not using it at the moment, community gardens are good because you can build them in such a way where they are portable. It's possible. You just have to be a little bit imaginative. Find out who owns that space, because if it's a commercial space that's just not being used right now, but they have an idea of what they want to do, then something more portable would be beneficial. Just, you have to talk to them, you have to make a commitment, you have to explain to them how much it's going to cost them or how much benefit it will be to them. If you find recyclable materials or they give you old material and you create something new with it, it's advantageous for both of you. The space is being used, it's part of the community, you made something happen, you made something in general that people can see, and it's portable so it can be moved when they're ready to use it. That's a win-win for everybody. Of course, the first space that you find may not work out, and that the person who owns it may say absolutely not, and it may be dangerous because there's construction or whatever, for whatever reason. It's not always going to work out. That's not the point. The point is you do all of the work leading up to the building, getting permits that you need, talking to the right adults, finding out who you need to talk to, finding out what the space is good for, finding out what the zoning issues are, find out all of the information that you need to do all of the research. And if that space doesn't work out, do all the research for the next space. This is how you show adults that you're committed to making this challenge happen. All right, guys, see you next time.